Zoom has its own challenges where the audio might be a problem, but let me know in the chat. It's going to be very interactive. I want to talk to you guys. I want to know where you're joining us. Thank you, Tobias, for responding. Thank you, Dorcas. Maybe I can get to know in the chat. Where are you joining us from? Winnie, I can see there is Catherine, Anno Monti. Where are you joining us from? There's someone with techno. Just drop that in the chat. I will be reading out as I finish up setting up the live broadcast. But I am very excited. In the next few minutes, let me check my stopwatch here, because I really respect your time. Yeah, it is in the next 6 minutes. We will be up and running. I want to respect your time. I respect your commitment to be here with me this evening. So I wouldn't want to waste too much of your time. But because I just want to know, I want us to keep in touch, yeah, and enjoy this conversation. It's going to be a two-way conversation, not one way. Don't just me talking, yeah. But let me know in the chat, where are you joining us from? Yeah, just drop which town, which county, which center, which provinces were disappeared and districts. Yeah, just drop that in the chat. I'll be very happy to know where you're joining us from. I think there's some echo because the audio here. So we are live on YouTube. Thank you, Annabelle. Where are you joining us from? And there's Beth, there's Catherine, Dorcas, Winnie, Kiboro. I think Kiboro, Lucy, they cannot hear me. So I need to be able to change this. Just a minute. A bit just of some setup here. I can see Annabelle, we're saying hello. Hello, how are you? Where are you joining us from? I'll be happy to know that. Yeah, so if you are having challenges with the audio, just if you have join us live on YouTube, yeah. Yes, so there is the link. So if you are having challenges, maybe hearing what I have to say, join me live on YouTube. There is the link, and we are good to go. Thank you very much. I can see, oh, people now have started. Annabelle, karibu sana, joining us in Kiambu. If it is Kiambu town, it's good. If it is Kiambu County, I am actually even in Kiambu County. Thank you, Annabelle. Dorcas, all the way in Imara Daima, Nairobi County, karibu sana. There's Catherine in Parkland. I really appreciate that. I can see Tobias joining us, streaming from Pipeline. Thank you. If you're having any challenge, by the way, with the audio, I have dropped the link in the chat so that you can be able to follow on YouTube. And if you're following me on YouTube, just drop in the chat, say, where are you joining us from? I'll be happy to give you a shout out as we keep going. But I can see still a good number of us are here, and I appreciate that. Beth, if you can share with us where you're joining us from, it will be, I'll be happy. Anno Mondi, who else did I see? Elizabeth. There is Winnie Faith. Did Winnie Faith say no? I think John and Kiboro, Lucy, Samuel Techno, they're having challenges hearing. It will be easier if you're able to join us on YouTube. But as I said, this is going to be one of those evenings that you will say, this evening changed my life. Yeah. Because I have been in this profession, I've been helping people get jobs since 2010 there. Yeah, 2010, 2011, over 10 years of experience, having seen what works and what doesn't. And so if I tell you that, yes, I've invited you this evening to give you some of the key insights that really work, then be sure I'm here to give you the real stuff. Thank you very much, Kevin Mwenda, Kelvin Mwenda, joining us all the way in Meru streaming on in Meru from the live broadcast, which is quite good. Thank you very much. I think I need to take it a little bit faster so that I can get to see this in real time. So let me know where you're joining us from. We still have a few more minutes before we get started. And I don't want to leave anyone behind. Joy Rovin, Karibu Sana, appreciate that for joining us. drop it in the chat where you're joining. And by the way, those who have already joined, I would also want to know, like, what is your expectation for this evening? What is your expectation for this evening? Yeah, so that I can be able to even see, will I be able to meet your expectation, or are you in the right place? Nantongo Kaltum. Hello, evening. This is Denise. Oh, joining us here in Dubai. Someone is in Dubai. Karibu sana. Oh, I get really excited when I see that we are able to meet people far and beyond our borders, far and beyond our borders. That is one of the greatest things that I think I sometimes get overly excited about, because I know the fact that we are able to meet, as much as there are so many things that came with this corona stuff, yeah, but being in a position to have this session and reach people beyond our borders, even outside Nairobi, because we used to have these meetings like monthly, that is since 2017 all the way to 2019, 2020, things went haywire. But you can see now, even there's Flavian streaming from Embu. Karibu sana. Flavian, karibu. This weekend, last weekend, yeah, I was in Embu, quite a nice place. I was in a place called Dunda Camp Falls. Yeah, quite an interesting place. I really enjoyed. We actually got to ride motorbikes from Nairobi here all the way to Embu. Sunday was a night out, but anyway, it was an interesting day. I'm very happy to see that we have someone all the way in Embu, someone in Dubai, someone in Meru. Oh, let me check the chat here. I think the chat. Drop that in the chat. Elizabeth joining us all the way in Kajiado. Karibu sana. Karibu sana. I think our time is up. Let me check. Yes, you can see. There we go. That's the alarm telling me that our time is up. So, and because I respect your time and because I don't want to spend too much time here, let me just do a very quick roll call, sharing, telling people, just giving them a quick pick up, and then we start. Elizabeth in Kajiado, there's Tobias. I can see your expectation. Tonight is to learn how to play to get to the six-figure salary. That will definitely be, we will do that. Be sure about that. John Wadaga joining us from Kisumu. Karibu sana, Asante, Asante. So let me not take much of your time and let me start, because I really respect your time. Annabelle, I've seen your expectation. Let me read it. My expectation today is to get many insights on how to make use of the skills I have obtained through school, as I am a recent graduate. My wish is to live here, having at least a job this November. Definitely, that will get to happen. As we start off, today, I'm going to share with you how do you get to that six-figure salary even without a degree or master's. And I'm guessing for a lot of you, this is probably not the first time that you're attending a webinar, a seminar, a training like this. The first thing I want to mention is that if you have failed to earn more money in the past, it is not your fault. There is a lot of information out there and it can be confusing. Many a times, that information overload keeps you from success, and it's okay. If you have been concerned in the past that you just can't succeed in employment, I want to put those fears to rest. You just need the right person to explain it to you. On the other hand, the society has perpetuated the message that you need to be an entrepreneur for you to be successful. And if you are an employee, you're looked at as a second-class citizen. I'm here to demystify that, because most people, as a matter of fact, are better off as employees. They are more satisfied and they have higher productivity. The big corporation, on the other hand, the education system and the government, they want you to think that you need some fancy college degree for you to be successful. I'm here to tell you they are wrong. They have their own reasons for wanting you to think that, but it is not true. If you have ever thought at the back of your mind that maybe the government, maybe this education system wants me to fail, you're probably right. They don't benefit from you succeeding. They want to keep you in debt and in need. The difference with us is that we actually care about you, and we truly want to see you succeeding and living the life of your dreams. So that is what we are here for. I know it's that dream job which will give you the highest level of satisfaction. It will be able to utilize your full potential. And I want to show you how to make that happen during this training session. So my question to you is, are you ready? If you're ready, drop a yes in the chat. Yeah. If you're ready, drop a yes in the chat. Let me say this is going to be a very, very interactive session. And the thing is here, are you ready? Yeah, are you ready? Let me check the chat. Yeah, it's, oh, the yeses have been coming in. Maybe I'm the one who was not saying that. Maybe a bit of delay. Thank you very much. I can see there is Joy Rovin saying yes. Annabelle, definitely yes. Tobias, yes. John is ready. Elizabeth, Betty, Stephen Karani. There's the BG is also ready. Let me check on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you're ready, just say yes, I'm ready in the chat, and this will be interesting. So let's then get started. Yeah. And as we start, I want you to imagine this. Yeah. Maybe close your eyes if possible. And imagine you going to that interview, and at the end of that interview, you receive these 3 magic words from the hiring manager. They tell you that you have been hired, right? And you start your work, you do your job, and at the end of the month, you get a payslip that looks like that. Your basic salary, 180,000. Your house allowance, 50,000. Medical allowance, 25,000. Commuting allowance, 15,000. All this totaling up to about 270,000. How would that make you feel? Let me give you a minute just to absorb that and tell me. Imagine that. Close your eyes if it is possible. Now, the first question I want to ask you is, what does a 6-figure salary mean to you? And I want you to tell me in a phrase, in a word or two, what does it mean to you? Drop that in the chat, because it is important for you us to be able to identify what are we really chasing after. Because I ask this question to so many people and I get an array of answers, and there's nothing wrong and there's nothing right. Yeah, some people is about living a good life. Some people is about education, educating their children. Some people is about maybe living in that dream house, maybe buying their dream car. Some people is about giving back to the community. In your case, in a word or two, what does a 6-figure salary mean to you? I want you to drop that in the chat. And for those who have joined us, karibuni sana. And if you're having any challenges with audio, probably you can't hear, because if I say it, they are not hearing. Yeah, let me just drop that in the link in the chat. You can follow us live on YouTube and get everything. I'm sure YouTube doesn't have much of the audio problems. Thank you, Betty. For you, a 6-figure is about more investment. Yeah, for sure, because you will have at least some extra money, not only what you are paying bills with, but you'll have enough to be able to make more investment. Someone else, you can drop that in the chat. What does a 6-figure salary mean to you? Very important, because I don't want us to be chasing after the wind. Yeah, I don't want us to chase after the wind. I can see Flavian, you're saying it means almost earning cash that can sustain me for a longer period of time. Yeah, for sure. With that amount, you can be able to pay your bills and sustain your life longer. I can see there's someone called Jesus Christ everywhere. Anytime you joined us on YouTube. Yeah, karibu sana. Kelvin, you're ready. Thank you. Yeah, there's a long one here. I can see Annabelle, you're saying it really does not mean very much across the board. Everyone does want all you have mentioned, though giving back to the community with a portion of 6-figure salary would be many of us make us successful. Yeah, but remember, a 6-figure salary is from 100,000 all the way to 999,999. That is still a 1 million, 1 shilling shy of a million. Yeah, thank you very much, Tobias. You're talking about it is good money for you, and yeah, good money enabling you to do a lot, because money is an enabler. There's some things you can be able to do because you have money. Now, when I was planning this training, I was targeting 2 types of people. Yeah, and when you say what kind of people I was trying to help, yeah, number one, I wanted to help in this session a professional who is feeling like the lack of a degree is the hindrance to their career progression. You say, if only I had that degree, if only I had that master's, I would have progressed. You don't really need it. I'm here to help you. You'll get a lot of value. And The second kind of person that I really want to help is someone with or without a degree, but they are feeling stuck in their career. Are you there? You have a degree, master's or not, but still there's that feeling of I'm feeling stuck. I can't progress. I've been in this position for long enough. There's no growth. Then this evening is going to be mind-blowing for you. You're going to learn stuff that will help you get unstuck right away. My goal is to show you that the only way for you to get to that six-figure salary, even without a degree or master's, is by acquiring what I call the Badass Pro skills. And the only place you can get these Badass Pro skills is a program called the Badass Pro program. You can see here, but we'll have time to discuss more about this later on. Is that okay? For those of you who are meeting me for the very, very first time, my name is Daniel Mutuco. I'm the founder of Career Point Solutions. And over the last 10 years, 11 years, around there, I have been blessed that I have gotten to work as a recruiter, a career advisor, and also a professional and personal development coach. I am a certified digital marketer by Google. And among other groups that I'm a member of, I'm a very proud member of the League of Young Professionals, also known as LYP. I am an author, 4 books. First one, Facebook for Profit, how to easily use Facebook for profit so that you can be able to earn even extra cash, even on a part-time basis. The second book I published was the Blueprint for Success, Guaranteed Steps to Achieving Anything, at the beginning of this year. And I think this is even more important right now. You should get this book. It's out there for free. Conquer the year ahead. Make the next 12 months your best year ever. And then this also for free, the Ultimate Cover Letter Guide, where you get 101 sample cover letters for all professionals. Now, I have 2 questions for you before we start off, because this will lay the foundation of our conversation. And my first question to you is, will you let me be your coach? Will you let me be your mentor? Will you let me guide you in the next 1 hour and a half? If so, say yes in the chat. Are you giving me the permission to be your coach? Are you giving me the permission to guide you, to be your mentor? If so, say yes in the chat. Thank you, Annabelle, for the yes. Godfrey, there's who else? Betty, Joy, Rivian, there's Tobias. Yeah. Do you want me to be your coach? Say yes. Emma, thank you very much. Tobias, BG, oh yes, thank you. The second question I want to ask is, as I coach you, will you let me or allow me to tell you the truth, the hard truth, the one that you really need to hear? Because I'm not here for you to like me. I'm here to tell you the truth, and it will liberate you. If so, say yes in the chat, or you can say yes ×2 or x2, yeah, to show yes to both questions, because this is the basics of everything. Elizabeth, you're saying yes. Godfrey, yes. Annabelle, Mohaki, yes. Jovian, yes. Betty, yes. Thank you. Dorcas, say yes. Emma, Owoko, yes. Thank you for giving me that permission, because now from here on, as we proceed, this is the basis. Yeah, can see what you have raised your hand. We will be using the chat most of the time. If we have questions, drop that in the chat. Yeah, Tobias, you're saying yes. Truth is painful, but nice. Yes, because it will liberate you. And that is what I am about to give you. I'm not crazy when I'm telling you that we have very successful people who have been able to make it and be very successful even without a degree. Here we have the late Bob Collymore. To the time of his death, he was the CEO of Safaricom, one of the, I think, the most profitable company in East and Central Africa. To the time of his death, do you know he did not have a degree? Yeah. Second guy here, very vocal media personality, making a lot of money from employment, Maina Kageni. He does not have a degree to date. This guy here, Jalango just graduated last year, end of last year. But before even he got that degree, he had still amassed a lot of success. So is Churchill, not degree, but successful. So how did they make that? How did they do that? That is what we are going to debug today and work in reverse to be able to identify and understand that. Now, to help you do that, let me just take a few minutes to give you my job search story. Yeah, back in 2009, completed my schooling, threw myself into the job market looking for a job. I was lucky that it took me about 1 year, because in 2010, that is when I found my first real job. According to the Bureau of Statistics, it takes about 3, 4, 5 years for a fresh graduate, someone from college, to be able to secure a job. Now, to me, that 1 year felt like forever. And I really sympathize with those people who stay 3, 4, 5 years without a job. It's not easy. I will say that. But something interesting happened when I got this first job. In the next year or so, I got over 10 interviews. This is like an interview every month, but I was not getting the jobs. I would go, nothing would happen. Then came 2011 when an opportunity showed up, and I said, this one, I must get it. I must seize this moment. I went back, started looking at what I was not doing right, and I said, I must make it right. And that is when I would say this kind of badass pro skills started for me, as much as that is not what I used to call it then. Because I would say this, yeah. Normally, how does it work? You apply for as many jobs as possible. If you're lucky, you are invited for an interview. If the interviewers like you, they give you the job, even if it is not your dream job, but because you did have a job, now you have been given one, you take it. But with badass pro skills, these are tried and tested techniques that will give you predictable results. You know, like if I do this, this is what is going to happen. It happened to me. I got that dream job, and I'm going to give you a little bit more details about that. But take a look at this email I got from Alexander. He dropped me an email telling me that, thank you. I attended a career presentation last time. This Monday, I was interviewed for the position of liaison officer, Kenya Airways, and Wednesday this week, I got the job. He got the job. He just followed what I shared with him. And yes, it worked for him. So in the next now 40 minutes, these are the two main secrets that I want to divulge to you or give you this secret. Number one, how to triumph over more qualified and experienced candidates. And number two, how to negotiate a 6-figure salary. So I would want to know from you, if we didn't have time for both of these secret and we only had time for one secret, which one would you really want to know? Imagine you have to pick one. Yeah, which one would you? Oh, so let me just put this as a poll and I put it out there. So I want you to vote. If we did have time for both of them, we only have to pick one. Would you really want to know how to triumph over qualified and experienced candidates, or would you like to know how to negotiate a 6-figure salary? So this is your time. You can do your voting, and I like playing this game so that I can know which one is more popular. Which one is more popular? Triumph, oh, secret number one, getting 75%, negotiating, oh, right now at 20%. Okay. More and more people, I can see only 13 people have participated, 14. At least we need to get to 20, yeah? I know we are 22, but at least I should have a good number of you participating. Thank you very much for those who are participating. Just vote. Which one would you really want to know? Is it about triumph, qualified and experienced candidate, or negotiating a 6-figure salary? And I want to check, if you're on YouTube, probably you might not be able to see the poll. Just drop in the chat which one. Is it number one or is it number two? But thank you. I can see, oh yeah, people are communicating here. There's Nantongo, Karibu Sana. Flavian, you're saying yes. Kevin, you're saying yes. This is good. And I think I will close our poll right there. And the winner is number one. Yeah, I can see more people, 82%, they would want to know how to triumph qualified and experienced candidates, and only 18% would want to know how to negotiate a 6-figure salary. But that is not to worry, because we will be able to do both of them. Today, we'll be able to do both of them. So let's start with number one, which is more popular. How do you triumph over more qualified and experienced candidates? Now, let me go back to my story. Remember, I told you there was this job that came 2011. At that particular point, I was working as a computer tutor through the Computer for Schools project, at the moment stationed in Siaya. And we were just setting up computer labs, teaching teachers how to use the computers and also students. Then there was an IT teacher position that was needed here in Nairobi for a very, it was an international school, one of the best international schools here in Kenya. And I said, this job is my dream job. I need to get it. And so I remember going for that interview. I researched what didn't work last time. I did my best. And when I left that interview, I felt for sure that I am going to get that job. And I was so sure about it. And as sure as hell, the next day, it was a Friday. I traveled overnight. I went back. It was a Saturday. I received a call. I was walking towards my house around mid-morning, 10, 11-ish. And a call came. I picked it. I can remember very well. It was a lady. And she told me, thank you very much for coming in for the interview. I am calling to inform you that we are offering you the job. I almost jumped in the middle of the road out of excitement. This is a dream job coming true. But then that afternoon, something a little bit depressing happened. And I received a call from the same number. But this time around, she was calling the same lady to tell me that they were withdrawing the job offer. I got a little bit confused and I asked, why is that so? And she said, I was the best interviewee, yes, but once they took the name to the board, they rejected it in the sense that this was a new campus that they were starting, and actually not starting, it was a new campus, and it was the first time the candidates were doing the international exam, IGCSE, and so they wanted someone with experience teaching IGCSE and international organization, the international curriculum, British national curriculum. Guess what? I had none of those qualifications. I had none of those experiences, but yet I was the best interviewee. So how was I able to do that? I said, these are the 3 things that you need to know. This, within the first 3 seconds of you getting into that interviewing room, you should be able to showcase these 3 things. Number 1, you should be able to show them that you are as sharp as a tack, mentally acute, clever, intelligent, your mental alert, right, your eyes, your hands right on the ball. This should come straight off the bat. Number 2, you should be able to show them that you are as enthusiastic as hell, showing and having great excitement and interest in that organization, in that role, and that specific position that you are interviewing for. And number 3, you should be able to show them that you are an expert. You're knowledgeable, you have the skills in your area. These 3 things should come straight off the bat within the first 3 seconds you get into that interviewing room. Probably you're asking, how do I do that? The good news is that this is a learnable skill. I have learned it, I have executed it, I have showed other people how to do that, and they have succeeded. So if you're willing to learn, you can be able to learn how to do this very quickly. Take a look at this email I got from Brian, saying, dear Daniel, I'm grateful for your service. I would like to give you feedback. The CV helped me get 5 interviews. Who gets 5 interviews in this day and age? 3 finance assistant position, 2 finance officer position. Lucky enough, I managed to secure the finance officer job, which I'm starting in January. Brian got the job. Another one, Chepkurui, she told me, hello, Daniel, thank you for always sharing how to answer questions in an interview. In the beginning of this year, I secured a job that I have been dreaming to be. She got a dream job, to be a registry officer. Now I am one. Thank you and be blessed. She got it. Another one, very happy customer, James, saying, dear team, thank you guys for writing my CV in a professional way. I secured myself a job within a few months. I'm happy for the result. My current employer was so pleased by my CV in such a way I cannot explain. I went for 4 interviews and still emerged the best. Thank you, guys. You can see the kind of result that people get when they start learning how to do this. Probably these are some of the questions you might be having so far, and I saw these questions also coming in. Someone asking, how long does it take? How long does it take for me to be able to get all this? Let me say this. This is a job market. You get paid for being valuable as an individual and for bringing value into the marketplace. It takes time to be of value. It takes time to bring value, but unfortunately, you're not paid for the time. You're paid for the value, right? Somebody asked, what about office politics? Now, I can assure you office politics is not going anywhere, but I can teach you how you can use office politics to your advantage. How do I convince the management that I'm the right candidate, that I'm due for promotion? I can take up more responsibilities. I want to tell you, this is the wrong question. Don't ask about how to convince. Convincing, changing people's mind is very difficult, but I can teach you how you can influence the management. Influence is a learnable skill, and you can use it. Do I need to quit my job? Many people ask me that. Most of the time, you don't need to quit your job. The opportunities are right there. It's only that you can't see them. But if you really have to quit your job, there are some red flags that we can look for. If you find them, I just advise you, then you need to leave the job. Somebody asked, is it possible for me? Yes, it is possible for you. it was possible for me. It worked for Brian. It worked for Chepkurui, Jane. Why not you? Why not you? So let me say this with a lot of conviction. And I believe this, that it is possible to triumph over other candidates who are more qualified and experienced than you. And I want you to repeat this. Please repeat this after me. If you're in a position you can repeat it out loud, please do that. If you can't say it out loud, just say it quietly in your heart. Maybe people around you might think you're going cuckoos. Say it quietly with a lot of conviction, and we can say together that it is possible to triumph over other candidates who are more qualified and experienced than you. Yeah, it is possible. And thank you. Before I go to secret number 2, are we too good? If you're good, let me check. I've seen some people raising their hand. Please drop any question you have in the chat. If you have anything to mention, just say it in the chat. Tobias, wow, experience almost close to mine. Thank you. Oh, good. I like that, Tobias. So are we good? Are you getting value? Just give me a thumbs up. Tell me it's okay. We can move on. It's okay. Move on. Just say something in the chat. Are you getting some value? Is it okay? Are you glad that you're here? Also in the WhatsApp, if you're on YouTube, just say yes, we are okay. Natum, I can see you chose number 1. There is Joyanne Beres was also going for number 1. Oh, that was the voting bit. Thank you. I know sometimes YouTube there's a little bit delay, but let me know. Are we okay? I can see Godfrey say it is a fire. Thank you very much. The rest of us, are we okay? Can we move on? I'm waiting for your feedback. Yeah. As I told you, this is not a one-way conversation. It's not just about me talking. I want to bring you on board. I want you to be engaged. I want to be part of this conversation. Annabelle, you're saying, yes, we can move on. Thank you very much. Annabelle Muihaki. I can see Rege Kyoko. You're saying, we can move on. Glad to join. Kabisa. Thank you very much. Is it Reggie? Oh, I just said Reggie. Reggie Kyoko. Thank you. Like the conversation, by the way, on YouTube. Share it around. Share the link. Let's have as many people as possible. Those who are joining, there is the link. I think I send it directly to someone. Let me put the link also on the chat so that if you have any challenges with audio, it's easy for you to follow us on YouTube. Okay, I can see. Yes, Winnie, paid this. Yes, it's okay. We can move on. Thank you. Let's keep going. So there we go. Now, secret number 2. How do you negotiate a 6-figure salary? Yeah. How do you negotiate? I'll tell you this. Yeah. When I was doing my own research about this section, I came across this study by JobBite, a very authoritative firm when it comes to HR matters. And they found out after doing their study that 84% of salary negotiations always results to a higher pay. And I said, whoa, this is good news. Let me interpret this for you. Chances of you getting a higher pay when you go to negotiate is very high, 84%. But then the next data just made me a bit disappointed because it shows only 14% of employees actually negotiate salaries in their current jobs. Yeah, which is a very low figure. In other words, people wait until when they are going for an interview outside the organization to be able to start salaries. But in their current position, they are not negotiating their current salary. And I thought, oh, tried to negotiate your salary in your current job. Just say yes in the chat. I think I've launched the poll. In the chat, just say, have you ever, not in the chat, in the poll, have you ever tried to negotiate salary in your current job? Yes, no, yes, no. Oh, so far, okay, a big number saying no. Okay, 50-50, 50-50. Ah, okay. It seems this group is more active than more proactive, and that is why you have showed up here. So let me say no. Have you ever tried to negotiate salary in your current position? If yes, just pick yes or no. Then we can be able to look at the details. Okay. I think 17 people have voted. Maybe you can wait for 2 or more people. Let me check on YouTube. If you're there, have you ever tried to negotiate salary in your current job? I can see Michael Kamako joining us all the way in Ghana. Karibu sana. Oh, this is so beautiful. Welcome, Michael. Sir Daniel, for me, I have gone for more than 10 interviews, but still I'm getting nothing. I would like your help. I'm here to help you. Nantogo. Yeah, this is the place for you. So I think I will close the poll, and actually the poll has ended at 50-50. Interesting. I think this is a more kind of a proactive group. Yeah, 50% of us have tried to negotiate salary in their current job, and 50 of us, they have never. Okay, which is quite an interesting number, and that shows here we have more proactive people, and we will get to see how then do we help you. Now, when you're going to do that negotiation, I think the next 3 tips will give you a lot of insight. Yeah, the first thing I would want to mention is that anyone who is confident enough to try usually succeed. It starts by you being confident, and if you're confident enough, you will succeed. So instead of just leaving and letting that be the thing of my next interview outside the country, outside the company, then let it be when you're there. But then how do you go about it? Tip number 1, I would mention, and this is very important. Yeah, it might sound very simple and sometimes childish, but it's important. You need to know how much you want. You need to know the salary you want before you start negotiating. Many times, in the negotiation table, someone says they want more salary. Ask them how much. They say they want more. I said, how much is more? Right now, you're earning 50,000. I'll give you 50,000 and a shilling on top. Isn't that more? No, you know what I mean. No, I don't know. You need to be very clear. Have a figure. But again, this figure, you're not just pulling it out of thin air. You're not just saying 100,000, 150, 270,000. No, that figure you need to know should be based on your value. It should be based on your worth. So the question is, do you know your worth? Do you know your value in the marketplace? Once you identify that, then the next tip I'll say is to make the company realize your value. Don't think they know. Don't assume they know. Make them realize. Mention it to them. Tell them. Be very specific. Bring all and any evidence that you have to prove your value. In other words, you're telling them what is your worthwhile. What is your meaningful contribution? What do they stand to lose if you're not there? What is your meaningful? Because when you change the conversation from I've been here for the last 10 years to this is what I'm bringing in, you change the conversation to value-based, then you have an upper hand. Being here for 10 years might be a liability, but what have you brought us over the last 10 years? And thirdly, use comparables to be able to justify your salary. Do you know how much someone like you in your industry, with experience just like you, with education just like you, how much should they be paid? Now, this information is out there to the public. I know most people will not share their salaries, but I can give you tools that will help you get the market average on how much certain professions with experience, how much they're being paid. And as we talk about payment, yeah, I want you to look at these 2 emails. This is an email I got from Julius. Julius told me, this was greeting appreciation note. Greeting this evening, I am writing to appreciate your work. It is barely 2 months after I used your reviewed CV. I'm glad that I have landed 2 jobs. I have taken the one I prefer, and I'm looking towards completing my course, monitoring evaluation. That is a course we offer here at Career Point Solutions, saying thank you, you are the best. Now, I want you to have that in mind. This guy, barely 2 months, gets 2 jobs, has to pick one and let go the other. And here we have another one from Lawrence. He tells me, I am happy to inform you that after you guys reviewed my resume, I have received 3 different calls for interviews within a span of 24 hours. Within a span of 1 week, I attended all the interviews, and fortunate enough, I have secured all the 3 jobs. This was after a pregnant search for a job for 1 whole year. I only had the difficult task choosing which one to go for, but eventually I opted for one and politely and professionally declined the other 2. Thanks a lot. Thanks a great deal, and please convey my gratitude to the entire team. So this guy got 3 jobs within a span of 24 hours, and he had to pick one and let go the other. So I want to know in the chat, yeah, this is very important, yeah. What is the criteria that you use to decide which job you pick and which one you let go? Imagine you have 2, 3, 4 job offers, and you have to pick one and let go the other. What will you use to decide? And I want you to be very frank. Take time. It might be a word or two, a phrase. Drop that in the chat. You have 3, 4 job offers. You have to pick one job and let go the others. What will you use to decide? Which criteria? I want you to be very frank. If you're frank, I'll call you out. If you're being modest, I will still call you out. And most of the time, it's just about one single word. What will you decide? I'm waiting for your answers. Yeah. So, Godfrey, right on point, very frank, very honest. It's about salary. Thank you. Tobias, my area of specialization also salary. So salary has to play. Gigi, talking about the salary. Thank you for being honest. And I think it is time for us to have this discussion about salary openly. Most people will hide words or working environment, but it's all about salary. And there's nothing wrong, by the way, making decisions based on salary. Joy Robin, I can see. Annabelle, remuneration. Thank you. Same thing we are discussing. And actually, look at this very interesting conversation here. This is a research that was done by Finance Online. And they found out that the most important consideration in accepting a new job offer from most other professions, 49% is about compensation, about the money. 33% is about personal development, and 29% is about work-life balance, which we'll talk about. It's very important to have work-life balance in this day and age. Yeah. So let me say this with a lot of vision again. It is possible to negotiate a 6-figure salary, or it is possible to negotiate for a higher salary and get it. Very possible. I want you to repeat after me. If you can say it out loud, it's okay. If not, just say with conviction that it is possible to negotiate for a higher salary and get it. It is possible. Probably these are some of the questions that you have. Yeah. Again, more questions that came in. Number one, how do I network with the right people? And I like this question because according to LinkedIn, 85% of high-paying jobs are gotten through networking. Yeah, and networking plays a very big part when it comes to getting a job. For example, yeah, and it's not corruption. I'm looking for any role. For example, I need an IT technician. I can post a job, people might apply, but my neighbor might come and say, oh, I hear you're looking for a technician. Here is a guy I know, an IT person. He will do a good job. Or my office mate, or my colleague, or my, I don't know, someone I know. We meet in the elevator, tell me this guy. So that networking plays a very big part. And you should always focus on how you are able to network with the right people. What matters most? Is it experience or qualification? Now, this is where I tell you that I need to tell you the hard truth. Yeah. And whenever I see this kind of question, I get a little bit worked up because this is a question that is an escapist kind of question. You are looking for an excuse. You are looking for a place to place your blame. You're not willing to take 100% responsibility. Do you know why? Because the moment I say it is qualification, which is more important, then someone will be like, I knew it. I needed a degree. I needed this to be able to get this job. When I say experience is more important, you're like, I knew it. I have all the qualification, but I don't have the experience. That's why I'm not getting this job. So let me tell you this. Stop looking for a scapegoat. None of this is more important than the other. What is more important is what you have. Do you have the experience? Use it. Do you have the qualification? Use it. It's what you have. How do I balance work and personal life? I think this was a very, very important thing. And let me mention this, especially with these high-paying jobs, the more you're paid, the more is expected of you. And you need to put in boundaries and systems to ensure that you're able to balance your work and life. This day and age of, what do you call it, mental health issues, it's brought about where there is no balance between work and personal life. Am I too young? Am I too old? Again, this is a question of an escapist kind of question. I'm trying to tell someone, your age doesn't matter. Someone say, I'm not getting the job because I'm too young. The same breath, someone comes in and tells me, I'm not getting the job because I'm too old. So which is which? I want to tell you, you're looking for an excuse Age is not the thing that is holding you back. Put that away. If you're young, use it to your advantage. The jobs that they are looking for young people, entry-level jobs. If you're old, use that to your advantage. There are jobs that are looking for more experienced people. Age is just an excuse. Don't use it. Now, take a look at this. This is an email I got from a guy called Bilshan, and he was telling me, thanks, I recently landed my first consultancy with a few Kenya after heeding to your well laid out youth-friendly advice. To me, this is a gentleman who is older than me, but did he get the job? Yes. So it's not the age that matters, it is the result. If you're able to give the result, you're good to go. How do I measure, track, and evaluate my progress? Now, it is so sad when I see many professionals 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the line, and they end up with realizing that they actually took the wrong career direction. I will share with you tools that will help you to avoid that, because you are constantly tracking and evaluating your progress. How do I fix myself in the succession plan? I think this is the same thing I'll talk. You can influence yourself to the succession plan and fix yourself there. Use influence because it is a learnable skill. What are the qualities of a person who is worth 6 figures? Oh, good. Thank you for the question. Yeah. Actually, BADAS is an acronym. 6 qualities. I'll share with you shortly. Someone asked, how can I get started? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to share with you how you get started right away. Is that okay? So let me say this. I will ask you this. Now that I've shared with you these 2 main secrets, if I show you exactly how to get your dream job, do you believe that you can get the 6-figure salary? If so, say, yes, I believe in the chat. If I show you exactly how to get your dream job, do you believe that you can get to that 6-figure salary? If yes, if you believe, say, yes, I believe. Yes, I believe in the chat. Network connectivity, is it okay? Tobias, if you're having network connectivity, you can follow us on YouTube. Let me put that. But let me see the chat. Okay, people believe. Yes, I believe. Will you have gotten your email address? Wait, yes, I believe. I can see Godfrey, I believe. Tobias, I believe. Emma, I believe. Annabelle, I believe. Thank you. Barbara, I believe. Tobias, given dynamics. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. It starts with you having that belief. That makes the difference. Because, by the way, if you don't believe, it is very difficult to make things happen for you. Natum, I can see you saying yes. Thank you. Do you believe? I can see Joy Robin saying, yes, I believe. Maureen Jeroge, yes, I believe. If you're on YouTube, do you believe that you can be able to get to that 6-figure salary? And it starts with that belief. Winnie, I can see you saying, Winnie Faith, you believe. That is great. Now, let me then do this. I want to take the next 10 minutes to share with you about this program called the BADAS Pro. I define my own destiny and how it can assist you to get to the next level, to get to your next 6-figure salary. So let me just, actually, I'm asking for permission. Is it okay for me to take about 10 minutes? I can see we are still in good time. Give me permission, take 10 minutes, talk about the BADAS Pro program. I define my own destiny and how it can be able to help you get to the 6-figure salary. Once I finish about 10 minutes, I'll answer any questions you have. So if it is okay with you, let me know, just say yes in the chat. Oh, I can see Winnie, you're saying you're joining us from Saika, Kangudoro, Karibu Sana. Okay, Gigi, thank you for the permission. I can see you saying yes, permission granted. Whatever is easy for you to type in. Is it okay for me to take about 10 minutes, talk about the BADAS Pro, I define my own destiny and how it can help you to get that 6-figure salary. And then from there, I'll answer any questions and then we call it a day. Thank you very much for the permission. I can see Godfrey, you're saying okay. Chemaiman Durango saying it's okay. Joy Rovia saying it's okay. Given dynamics, go ahead. Tobias saying it's up. Oh, good stuff, good stuff. Thank you, thank you. I like asking for permission so that we can be able to proceed and then I'll answer any of your questions. So let me say this. The BADAS Pro, it's BADAS is actually an acronym, and then Pro stands for professional. So a BADAS professional. And that this acronym stands for an individual who is bold, very aggressive, yeah? Bold, courageous, audacious, They will do what needs to be done to finish the job. An individual who is authentic, they are true to themselves, they are true to their potential. The individual who is driven, they have that inner motivation. They don't need constant supervision to do their job. Badass Pro is an individual who is aggressive, who is also very assertive, not just being aggressive, because in this day and age, nothing is going to be given to you on a silver platter. You need to go and grab what you believe is yours. An individual who is skilled. Remember that question, what matters most? Is it experience or qualification? None of those. The only thing that matters is skills. You can get your skills from your qualification or education. You can get your skills from experience. So what really matters is being a skilled individual. And finally, a self-assured individual, someone who is confident of themselves. So being a Badass Pro is being a bold, authentic, driven, aggressive, skilled, and self-assured professional. If you join, this is our rally cry. We say, I'm a Badass Pro. I define my own destiny. I create my own luck. I am confident, but not cocky. Quiet, not silent. Competitive and aggressive. I take 100% responsibility. I never give up. That is the pledge of being a Badass Pro. Now, if today you decide to join the Badass Pro, what are you going to get? Number one is a 6 weeks coaching program, which the value of it is about 100,000. Yeah. I'm not saying this is how much you pay to join the program, but the value you get out of it, about 100,000. Yeah. In these 6 weeks, this is what we are going to coach you through. Week number one, we look at how do you get started and become unstoppable, because we need to get you into the momentum. Once you get that momentum, you become unstoppable. Week two, we will help you get to know your worth. Like, how much should you be paid right now? Because once we identify the baseline, we can see how do we continue increasing your worth. Week three, we build on confidence and competence, because these two go hand in hand. It's about the more competent you are, the more confidence you get. The more confidence you have, the more competent you are. Yeah. And I heard of this quote by Marcus Garvey, who said, in this race of life, without confidence, you're defeated twice. Week four, we look how do you master communication, influence, and networking. Week five, we look at how you can be able to track and evaluate your progress. Remember, we said, I'll give you the tools to track and evaluate your progress, because this is very important. Let me say something about networking also in week four. Remember, we said networking is 85% of best paid jobs are gotten through networks. I'll show you how to get into those networks, high net worth individuals who assist you network and get this job. And then finally, week six, we look at how do you negotiate a 6-figure salary in your case with your own experience and skills. How do you use that? All right. Now, on top of the 6 weeks coaching program, you will also get one of our professional certification, which is, we have 4 of them, 4 main certification. There's project management, project monitoring and evaluation, strategic management and leadership. We have fundraising and resource mobilization. Think about it. Where is the money at? NGOs, international organizations, they are always looking for people with skills in project management, project monitoring and evaluation, fundraising and resource mobilization. What a better way to get into that field by getting one of these certifications. If you're in the corporate world, you join in at an entry level. If you work a little bit harder, you go to the mid-level. But for you to really be able to attract this 6-figure salary, you need to be at least in the management or leadership of the organization. And what better way to influence that decision by telling them that you are a certified strategic, you have a certification in strategic management and leadership. It's all about thinking ahead, right? Now, here's another one. On top of the 6 weeks coaching, you get professional certification. You also get one of our professional CV writing. You get one of the CV. Now, about 3,000 in value, right? Let me say this. Most of us have CVs, and the CVs are just a documentation of facts and figures where you worked, your responsibilities, and maybe your referees. But on the other hand, you need to have a professional CV, which is a document that you use to market yourself. Think about any company that has a new product or even an existing product. They will use radio, billboards, magazine, TV, brochures, anything to get the word out there. But you and me don't have the luxury of having a billboard about ourselves. So what we use a professional CV, and we need to be clear, what is it that we are selling? We are selling our skills, our abilities, qualification, and experience to the employers. Now, according to a very famous study, it is said that it takes about 6 seconds for a hiring manager to decide if they're going to read through your CV or not. I want you to take a look at this CV here. A gentleman called Daniel, Kenyan, married, I can see date of birth, phone number. But the question is, if you take maybe 6 seconds and look at this and ask yourself, what can this person do? Maybe you need less than 6 seconds. Yeah, because from here, that is the question the hiring manager has at the back of their mind. And this information is not telling us anything about the ability of Mr. Daniel Mutuco to work. We give him benefit of doubt. We decide to scroll and read his career objectives. Yeah. Now, I have taken several career objectives from people's CVs, probably from your CV, and I put them here because I've seen them over and over in so many CVs. Yeah. And as I read them, as I will go through them, ask yourself, do they really resemble mine in tone and style and probably word for word? I am seeking employment with a company where I can grow professionally and personally. What can this person do? That's a question the hiring manager is asking. And as a matter of fact, this question here is very selfish. You are telling them this statement, not question. You're telling them what you want to gain from them rather than what you are bringing on board. So it's important for you to focus on them, not on you. I seek challenging opportunities where I can fully use my skills for the success of the organization. Good wording, but still not saying anything. I want to succeed in a stimulus and challenging environment where that will provide me with advancement opportunity. Again, being selfish. I want to excel in this field with hard work, perseverance, dedication. Again, not saying anything. By the way, this is general advice I'm giving you. If you have that section of career objectives in your CV, just go get rid of it. It's not helping you. It's not adding any value in your application. On top of the 6 weeks coaching, you have professional certification. You also have professional CV, and you also get sample cover letters. Now, most people ask, what is a sample cover letter? Now, a cover letter is a highly customized application letter for a very specific position. So if this is a job, I just took a random accounting job and I picked some of the responsibilities. And if you're to work in this organization, one of the responsibilities as an accountant will be to review and establish proper accounting system, supporting budgeting activities, and liaising with internal and external auditors. Somewhere in your cover letter, you should have the statement that says, I have the ability to review and establish proper accounting systems. In my previous employment at ABC, I was involved liaising with internal and external auditors, such that if someone reads this statement, they feel like, yes, this is the person that we are looking for. They're coming exactly to do what we want them to do. They have experience in it. They can be able to help us. On top of the 6 weeks coaching program, you get one of our professional certification, professional CV writing, sample cover letters, and a LinkedIn profile guide. Now, some people ask me, I have already a LinkedIn account. Do I need this guide? Let me tell you, in this day and age, you cannot afford not only to have an account on LinkedIn, but having an optimized profile. Because this is where people come to check you out and make a professional judgment about you. With an optimized profile, recruiters will take a look at your profile and they will call you. Yeah. Unlike your CV, which you send it whenever there's an opportunity or it's in your flash disk, computer, email, your LinkedIn is a living CV. It is working for you even when you are asleep. Now, take a look at this email here. A gentleman called Sheet Salim. He told me, hello, Daniel. I would like to thank you for your LinkedIn profile guide service. After your guidance on how to make my LinkedIn account look more professional, I have been approached by a potential employer and I am due for an interview on Wednesday next week. this guy got a job, even if he was not looking for one. The job was looking for him. On the other hand, this had nothing to do with this, but this lady just posted this on LinkedIn. I asked her for permission and she said, yes, go share it with the world. She's now a personal assistant to the director of African Management Solutions Limited. And what did she say? On 13th March 2021, I posted my very first LinkedIn post to market myself for a job. I was not really sure whether I would eventually have a positive outcome from this, but I kept my head up high, got called for interviews almost every day last week, and this yielded me a job. Yes, guys, I hope I have a job now. She got a job just by posting on LinkedIn, and within a week, several job offers came in. On top of the 6 weeks coaching, you get professional certification, professional CV writing, sample cover letters, LinkedIn profile guide, and you get interview coaching. And this is what I love most, interview coaching, as in you need to be able to prepare for an interview. 99% of the interviews that you go to, the first question will be, tell us about yourself. And how you answer that question sets the pace for the rest of the interviews. There are other questions that you expect. How much should we pay you? Why should we hire you? Why did you leave your previous job? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? We'll discuss all this and how to answer these questions, right? Now, in other words, this is the total value, about 210 in value. You get 6 weeks coaching, you get professional certification, professional CV writing, sample cover letters, LinkedIn profile guide, interview coaching, as in quite a lot of value. So my question to you is, now that you know what is involved being a Badass Pro, my question is, are you ready to become a Badass Pro? If you're ready, say, yes, I'm ready in the chat. Who is ready here to become a Badass Pro? If you're ready, drop that in the chat. Yes, I'll wait. Are you ready to become a Badass Pro? You're saying, boom, I'm ready. Thank you. Who is ready? Geoffrey, Godfrey, I'm ready. Who else is ready? BG, I got my CV reviewed. I need know how much to work on my LinkedIn account. Okay, we'll guide you on that, BG. Don't worry, I'll get in touch with you. Are you ready to become a Badass Pro? That's a question, but I'll take a look into that. Let me check on YouTube. Mary Waitaka saying, yes, I'm ready. Thank you very much for being there. Yeah, Mary, we have been in conversation. I can see Faith Winnie saying, yes, I'm ready. BG, yes, 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 yes. Thank you. So let me tell you about this program on how to be a Badass Pro. Annabelle, you're saying, yes, I'm ready. This is nice. Now, I had 2 choices when I was thinking, like, how much should I charge to get people in this program? The first option I had was to go as cheap as possible so that I can be able to get as many people as possible. And I said, whoa, this is a good option. Let me be cheap, get as many people as possible. Then on the flip side, the other option I had was to ask for a slightly higher investment and dedicate more time and effort to guarantee your success. So guess what I went with? Because I don't want to have 100 people in the program and I'm not able to deliver on what I have said. So I said, let me get a few number, let me ask for a slightly higher investment. And this is what we'll do. I will dedicate more time and effort to ensure that anyone who gets into this program, I can be able to guarantee their success. So this program is only going for 24,999, and you can pay it in 3 installments, 3 monthly installments of 9,999. And you can be able to pay through that till number. But wait a minute. Absolutely no excuse for you not to take action right now, because there's a 100% money back guarantee. You, in the next 30 days, once you join, the first 1 month, you don't get exactly what I say you will get. Let me know, no question asked. We will refund your money 100%. So you guys have a choice to make. The first one will be to do nothing, which I can say is not to take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. And the second option you have is to be open-minded, take up this small investment in yourself today and give it a shot. So out of these 2 options, doing nothing, which is risk-free, or being open-minded and making this small investment in yourself today, what is going to be easier for you? Don't drop it in the chat. This time around, just have that at the back of your mind. From research, it is said it takes about 24 hours. Once you have learned a ton as you have done today, if you don't take any action in the next 24 hours, chances of you taking action drops almost to zero. And taking action does not necessarily mean just paying for the program. Like, you need to start thinking about my LinkedIn account. You need to think about, how do I answer questions in an interview? Think about maybe CV, something that we have talked to you about today. Take at least action. Right now it's about 8:30. By tomorrow, 8:30 p.m., ensure that you have taken action. And we have two types of people. Number one, the first kind of people, those who get an opportunity to change their lives. They actually agree with everything that I've shared with you this evening. They can actually see how it is applicable in their lives. And guess what? They do nothing. And the second type of people are those who take action and define their own future. Out of these two people, those who do nothing and those who take action and define their own future, which type are you? Which type are you? Don't drop it in the chat. Just have it at the back of your mind. Now, I am open to answer any questions that you have, but I would say my email is daniel@careerpoint.co.ke. If you want more information about the program, just type in careerpoint.co.ke/badass. But don't leave yet. I want to answer your question, and I have one last session that I want to give you a lot of information. Whoa. Even before I go to the question, you guys, you have stuck with me so far here. I have a special offer for you. If you're able to make the first installment tonight, in the next 30 minutes before it is 9 p.m., if you make the first installment, I will give you the 6 weeks of coaching, plus you will get all the 4 certification. Yes, all of them. You get the coaching, the Badass Pro 6 weeks coaching. You also get all the 4 certification, that is project management, monitoring and evaluation, strategic management and leadership, fundraising and resource mobilization. And on top of that, I also give you a notebook and a t-shirt. Yeah, let me do this. Yeah, let me actually stop sharing for a minute and tell you. On top of that, you will be going home with a notebook saying, I'm a Badass Pro. I define my own destiny. On top of that, I will also give you a t-shirt. Great t-shirt saying that I am a Badass Pro. And this is for people who decide to take action this evening, tonight, before we get to midnight, not midnight, before we get to 9 p.m., before we finish this show. These are people just like you. On an evening like this, they decided to take action. And you guess what? This t-shirt and notebook, we will send them to you wherever you are tomorrow. If you're in Nairobi, come take it in our office. If not, we will send to you through G4S. This is Helen, all the way in Kitui. This is Eunice in Bungoma. Scholastica in Kikuyu. This is Winfred, all the way in Kiambu. Clara in Nairobi. I think this is Winnie. She's in Nairobi. This is Joyce, Margaret, all the way in Gatondo. Francis in Mombasa. And so many other people from different places that decided to take action on an evening like this. I don't want you to be left behind, so I'm giving you that chance to just make that first installment through the till number 715732. Make that 9,999. Get the 6 weeks coaching, all the 4 certification, get professional CV writing, sample cover letters, LinkedIn profile guide, interview coaching. On top of that, I give you the t-shirt. On top of that, I also give you what? The notebook. Yeah. So if you have any question, please feel free to drop that in the chat. If you have any question. But I want to say this, yeah. This is something I learned from Warren Buffett. He says, the best investment you can ever have is to invest in yourself. One of the richest people. And the reason why he says this, because this is where you get the highest return on investment. Yeah. When it is said for every shilling you invest in yourself today, you will reap 30 shillings return over time. That is a 3,000% return on investment. Tell me, where else will you get a 3,000% return on investment? Real estate? Maybe at best 10%. Stock market goes up and down. You might not even get your return. Yeah. So let me say this. I learned this rule from Brian Tracy. It's called the 10-10 rule. And how it works is We have been brought up in a society where we take 10% of our income and we tithe it. He says, why not take another 10% of your income and tithe it to yourself? Use it to help yourself. This is where you get the money to invest in yourself, creating a fund for your own personal development, because that is where you get the highest return on investment. This is an opportunity for you to invest. Go ahead, make that payment. Drop that in the chat if you have made the payment. If you have any question, let me know. If someone has made any payment, let me check. I'm being told, okay, I'll just wait. So what you're going to get is the 6 weeks coaching, all the 4 certification, professional CV writing, sample cover letters, LinkedIn profile guide, and interview coaching. And if you pay right now, let me explain something. This offer is open until Sunday midnight, because we start off our coaching program on Monday. And you can make at least a deposit between today and Sunday midnight, but you will only get one of the certification. But if you make the payment now, between now and 9 p.m., or you make a commitment between now and 9 p.m., whichever amount, then you will be guaranteed all the 4 certifications, plus the t-shirt and notebook. Hope we are clear. Yeah? If you have any question, let me know in the chat. If you have a question, let me know. But I still have a lot that I want to share with you. Look at this email. This was quite touching. It came from Lucy Jogu, yeah? Just a few months ago, June 2021. He said, "Dear Daniel, I cannot be grateful enough for the Badass Pro training that came with a professionally made CV and sample cover letters. In a span of 2 months, I have managed to get 4 interviews from very reputable international NGOs, such as ILRI, One Acre, among others. With my new CV and cover letter samples that I customize to suit various positions, I am now confident to apply for a job in the UN agencies. And honestly, I am hopeful and confident that that is my next employer. For quite a long time, I hadn't been receiving interview calls. It is no longer the case anymore. Thanks a lot, and God bless you for the good work and always being ready to help. This is a true testament of what the Badass Pro program can do to you, to your life, and your job search story. Don't let it be a story of others. Let it be your own story. I want to ask you, how would you feel if you passed on a promotion because you did not have the right skills? I've seen this happen several times. How would you feel when the person next to you gets that big break because they understood networking and you didn't? And on the flip side, let me ask you, how would you feel if this time next year you're debt-free, you're living the life of, you're living in your dream home and planning your next vacation? This is only possible if you decide to take action tonight, because action separates the dabblers and the doers. As the lion is the king of the jungle, as the eagle flies on high skies, unless it takes action, it will die of hunger. It needs to go out there and hunt. And today, this evening, you have an opportunity to take action. I believe that the universe conspires to make dreams come true to those who take action. And I don't want you to be among those people who are dabblers. Take action this evening, and this is your opportunity. Make that first installment, and I guarantee you the 6 weeks coaching and all the 4 certification and all these bonuses that come with it. If you made the payment, you can drop that in the chat. You can tell me in private, or you can say it out loud. And then if you have any question, I'm here to answer any of the questions that you have. Tobias, you're saying, thank you very much. I'm going to make a positive difference out of this coaching. Yes, this is good. And just guess what? This is just the beginning, yeah? And Tobias, I want you to keep tabs with you. I want this to be the difference maker. Make that commitment right now, and then we'll be able to continue. Let me say this, yeah? As I told you, I'm not yet through. I want to teach you. I still have a lot that I want to teach. And this is what will actually change your life, yeah? I like this from Jim Rohn. He said, don't evaluate something based on what it costs. Evaluate it based on what it is worth. Don't say this program is very expensive. You're thinking about the cost. What about what is it worth? What is it worth? Actually, what it is worth, it is what is it costing you if you don't join the program? Staying in that position that you don't like, being a job seeker as a profession, constantly applying and not getting any response, being and feeling stuck in your position. That is what it is costing you. And that is the worth of this program, getting you off that rat race, right? You guys, I know you have big goals, yeah? If you want to achieve those big goals, the secret is let the size of your goal be equal to the size of your investment in yourself. I'm not asking you to invest anywhere else first. Start by investing in yourself to achieve those big goals. This is an opportunity to invest in yourself. This is your opportunity to meet those big goals that you had set at the beginning of the year. You got derailed in the course of the year. Something happened, but before we finish, you can be able to finish the year strong, having started this program and seeing the difference it brings in your life. Get the 6 weeks coaching, get all the 4 certification, get the professional CV writing, sample cover letters, LinkedIn profile guide, interview coaching. Make that first installment, 9,999. Go to Lipa na M-Pesa, pay goods and services. The till number is 715732. And this life-changing. Any question? By the way, I want to know, you have any question about this program? I like this. I know some people would say, yo, I don't have time to do all this. Where do I get the time? Let me just say this. I like about this E to E ratio. It's called the education versus entertainment. And the top 5% successful people in the society, these are the top 5. They spend 95% of their time in education and only 5% in entertainment, and vice versa. The bigger majority will spend 95% of their time in entertainment. It's not about going to clubs, but social media, gossiping, chatting with friends, just wasting time. That is still entertainment, watching TV. So you need to be a little bit more purposeful with your time. And if you're wondering, where will I get the time to do all this? I have 3 suggestions. Number 1, create a morning and evening routine. Do you know, if you decide today that you will be waking up 10 minutes early, just you wake up at, normally you wake up at 6, just wake 10 minutes to 6. For one whole year, you will have created for yourself 3,650 minutes for yourself. That is over, I don't know how many hours in a year. Or even in the evening, say, I'll take 10 minutes before I sleep for my own personal development, to read that good book, to listen to that podcast, to engage in a certain online course. It only takes that much, 10 minutes per day. In a year, you'll have created a massive movement. Think about commute time. We spend a lot of time on commute. Here in Nairobi, on average, people spend 2 hours per day, times 250 working days in a year. That is 500 hours spent on traffic. You can use that for your own personal development. Get to work early, leave the work a little bit late. I don't want you to steal time from your employer, but yes, you can be able to create some time, 30 minutes, 1 hour, and do some stuff. I can see communication. I think it is Robert who has made the payment. Thank you very much, Robert. We'll get in touch with you. You get yourself a t-shirt, the notebook, and all the other courses. I really like that. Gigi, I need my CV to be worked on. Okay, Gigi, send it to us. You got my email address, or yeah, we'll be able to work on your CV. Is that okay? But the other thing is, if you have paid for professional CV writing service, if you had paid 2,000, 2,500, guess what? We will deduct that amount from what you're paying now. So the cost is 24,999 minus that 2,000, minus that 2,500 you paid, because we don't want you to pay twice for the same service. As much as here you're paying for the coaching and you're getting the CV writing as a bonus. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you. Any other question you might be having? As I finish up, I think it is time. I don't see to have any more questions, but I want to teach you one more last thing. This is the last thing I want to teach you, and it's very important. Number 1, you will never be 100% ready for an opportunity when it arises. no time, all the ducks will be aligned. So what do? Just do it. If you're there and you feel like you want everything to be ready, you don't feel like you're ready, you'll never be ready. But this is your chance to take the action and just do it. Secondly, the greatest fear carries your greatest growth. Fact. Maybe you're there, you're feeling a little bit of fear, you're feeling a lot of fear, you don't know how should I take this action. It is good that you're feeling fear. Do you know why? Because that fear is meant to protect you. You're meant to feel fearful whenever you get into an thing that you don't know, into an unfamiliar territory. And it is a signal from your body telling you that you are about to grow. You're about to make some changes. And you shouldn't let that fear hold you back. You should actually go past that fear because you're about to grow. It is an indicator. And by the way, whenever you feel fear, be grateful. It's a signal from your body about to do something it's not used to. And you will never grow unless you go past that fear. This is how it looks like. There's the comfort zone where you are happy, you're feeling safe, low risk, low reward. Then an opportunity comes and it has to stretch you. You need to learn. You are now in the fear zone. And in this fear zone, you feel a little bit low self-esteem. You find you are looking for excuses. Maybe I don't have the money. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe you're looking for excuses. Or you are asking yourself, what will other people say about me? What will someone just say? I saw a program online, I paid and I joined. What will they? You'll start being affected by the opinion of others. But that is the fear zone. And it's okay to be in that fear zone. But what is not okay is to retreat back to your comfort zone. For you to grow, you need to pursue and go beyond the fear zone and get to the learning zone. Because there, you start facing new challenges. You learn how to solve problems. You start acquiring new skills and you actually extend your learning zone. What happens? You extend your comfort zone. You get to the growth zone where you find purpose. You get to live your drive of your dreams. You are able to set up new goals. You conquer new objectives. So the question is, will you today, feeling that fear that you're feeling, which is very much okay, will you retreat or will you go beyond it and go to the growth zone? It is up to you. I think that has been my time. I don't want to spend too much time. One last activity that I want to mention. Now, you have an opportunity right now to pay. We still have about 12 minutes to get the 6 weeks coaching, all the 4 certification, and join Robert and the others. I think I'll confirm who else has paid. If you're paid, but if you're, I know some people may be following us on YouTube, some are following us on Facebook. I might not be sure, but you can just drop that in the chat and say, yes, I've paid, or I have made a commitment so that I can be able to know how to get. But of course, tomorrow morning we'll be able to get all that. Like, yeah, by the way, this is the certificate you get, like for project monitor evaluation, your name right there saying this is to certify. That is your name right there, that this person has been formally evaluated and assessed for demonstrated knowledge and skills to monitor and evaluate project, use result-based management, and has been awarded a certificate in project monitor evaluation. Wouldn't that be lovely with your name right there? Yeah, it would be. So remember, guys, I asked you this question when we began, yeah? Will you let me be your coach? I hope I have coached you today. Will you allow me to tell you the truth, the hard truth? I hope I've been able to do that. Now, the question I want to ask you, and this is a decision you make. Do you want this to be the end of this coaching relationship? Or do you want it to be the start? Because if you want it to be the end, it will end the moment we finish this live broadcast. Or if you want this to be the starting point, you can be able to commit, join the Bada School program, and this will just be the beginning. Be sure you'll be able to get lots and lots of coaching, me telling the hard truth and helping you through the journey. Is that okay? Are we together? So my last question, and this is the favorite part of this session. I want you to take your time and write in the chat, what is your greatest takeaway from this session? The fact that you have stuck with me here for the last 1.5 hours, I'm sure you have learned something. I want to know, what is it that you have learned? Type it in the chat. I'll be waiting for you so that I can read out. And when I read out these key takeaways, this is what actually fulfills my heart. I want to believe I haven't wasted your time. And I also want to believe I've not wasted my time. I want you to validate that to me right now. So go to the chat, type in what is your greatest takeaway, and I will read it. And as I read it, we finish up. I want to thank the likes of Annabelle Moihaki. You have been with us from the beginning. I would want to know what is your key takeaway. Ano Mondi, among the first people to join, as much as you have not said anything throughout the session. I want to know, what was your takeaway? Ano Mondi. Beth, Betty, you are here throughout. The what actually joined us, yes. Elizabeth, there's Felix, there's Given Dynamics Limited. Godfrey, very engaging, you have participated very well. I see iPad 4, I can see Jackie Rono, JJ, Maureen, there's Nathan, Paul, Stephen, Winnie Faith. Winnie Faith, actually, you've been here with us from the beginning, yeah? Tony Baraza, just drop in the chat. What would you say is your greatest takeaway from this session? I want you to know that. I will read that, and then we can be able to close it. If you're on YouTube, you can also drop in that chat. Mary Waidaka, what have you learned? Nantongo, I know you have been with us since the beginning. Let me know what you have learned. Michael Kumako, you have joined us from Ghana. What was your takeaway? Reggie Kyoko, hopefully you're still there on YouTube. If you're there, let me know what is your takeaway. There was someone else who was here on the YouTube. Yes, Kevin Mwenda, among the first people to follow the YouTube stream. But if you're on YouTube, the only way I can know if you're there is if you drop something in the chat. Just say hi or something of that sort. Yeah. Thank you, Nantongo. You're saying I would like to know how to join the coaching program so that it changed my life. Yeah, I know you are in Dubai. That is what you said. Let me drop in my email and then you can get in touch with me. Is that okay? I can show you how to make the payment and join the program. So my email is Daniel at careerpoints.co.ke. Kindly drop me your an email, even send me your number, maybe through the email, not through the chat. I know YouTube is public, and then I can give you a call even in the course of tomorrow. Is that okay? Hopefully that is how, yeah. The rest of us, I am waiting. I want to believe that you are typing, yeah? I want to know, what is your greatest takeaway, yeah? Anomondi, Beth, Beword, Elizabeth, Given Dynamics. What is your greatest takeaway? Okay, thank you, Beth. My success comes from within. Badass is the way. Good job. Bold, authentic, driven, skilled, self-assured individual, and aggressive at the same time. So yes, badass is the way. Thank you, Ben, for that takeaway. I see. Maybe I want to read 2 more and then I can call it a day. I don't want also to keep you here. I respect your time. As I told you, we started on time at 7:30, and in good time we will be able to finish. But I also want to remind you that this is your opportunity to join the Badass Pro program. From the Badass Pro program, you get all the 6 weeks coaching. You get the 4 certification. If you pay right now, you have about 8 minutes to go. But we can talk tomorrow. If you pay tomorrow, you will get, I think, one. Yeah, you'll get one of the professional certification. Get CV writing, professional cover letter, LinkedIn profile guide. There's interview coaching. All this by making at least that first installment through the till number 715732. Hey guys, are you typing? I'm not seeing any coming, so I'll take 1 more minute just to remind you about the Badass Pro program. This is a coaching program that is able to position yourself for success. Now, this 6 weeks coaching is not just any other coaching. By the way, I'll be there. I'll give you the coaching material. We'll be doing it live every week. We create time, we meet one-on-one. It is not, we can have group coaching, but you will have your time every week to be able to discuss you are learning. Otherwise, I really appreciate. Thank you very much. Take this opportunity, join the Badass Pro program. I cannot overemphasize because you need help. And as you said, if you want this to be your chance. Join the Badass Pro program and define your own future. Anyway, I don't seem to see anybody putting in any of their learning. What was your takeaway? Are we typing or something is happening? Or maybe there's a delay. Anomondi, you haven't said anything. Givens, what is your takeaway? Godfrey, I want to know what is your takeaway. Jackie Rono, JJ, Faith Winning. And I think that is it. Thank you very much. We'll keep in touch. And yeah, if you are interested, I've given out my email address and we will call it a day from